Okay, so in this video, I want to go through the three main types of audiences of people that are inside of your funnel. Okay, the reality is, I would consider there five types of audiences in total inside your funnel is one. But for simplicity's sake and for practicality's sake and for the 80-20 rule sort of, sake, let's jump through it with the three audiences. Okay? When we go through, I just want you to look at things and to think of things from a common sense perspective. Okay, let's put the technical stuff aside for a second and let's just think about it from a common sense perspective. Would you agree that the more content somebody engages with, the hotter they would be? Probably, most likely, right? Somebody engages with more content of some bodies or some things or some companies, they would be, more engaged with that thing, that entity, and they'd be more likely to do business with them. They'd be a warmer lead, right? As well, do you think that if somebody more recently started that cycle of engaging with content, they'd be warmer or hotter? More likely, right? Would you also agree that there are certain types of things and certain types of messages that you would want to put in front of somebody depending on where they're at in that process? Most likely, probably, right? And so if we were to look at cold and you could really replace or substitute or add in to the cold audience, nurture. Let's look at it like this. These are people that are not aware of their pain or their problem yet. You have to make them aware of that pain or problem. And they also probably aren't aware of who you are yet. Right? So you're kind of doing two functions here. You want to, by the way, I've got like a little spreadsheet on this to go through the mindset patterns, types of content, so on and so forth. But what color should I draw with? The main objective here is twofold. One, you want to expose the pain or the problem that somebody has. By the way, I apologize for this big halo. It's a light that we have. I tried it with soft boxes, but it looks better this way. Okay. You want to expose the pain or the problem that somebody either knows that they have, or more likely they do not know that they already have it. Right? And why do you want to do that? Because the way this cycle is going to go is them not knowing you, liking you, or trusting you, KLT, and you're going to try to manufacture that through this cycle. The way that you do that, more often than not, isn't by doing something like this, which is going to be, let's say a 15-minute video or something around that by the time that it's done. You're going to sit down, you're going to watch 15 minutes straight, no skipping, hopefully, right? Why are you going to do that? Because there's some affinity that you already have with me. There's a reason for you to sit down. There's value that you want to extract, probably because of a prior relationship or history that we have together. So I've earned the right for you to sit down a longer form content, right? A longer video. I'm going to commit more of your time and you're going to sit here and you're going to watch it. I couldn't do that if I didn't know you, right? If you were cold, there's no freaking way you're going to sit down and listen to a 15-minute video, right? Which is also part of the types of content. But you probably will because you're aware of a problem that you have, which is a lack of new patients or lack of consistency of new patients, or the aspiration to acquire more new patients. See, there's two intrinsic motivators in marketing, especially in marketing, but as well as in sales that cause people to take action. The two are the fear of loss or the hope of gain. So if you want to get somebody to do something, you want to expose one or two of those things, both of them, right? So you expose the pain or the problem. For you, doc, in terms of how to acquire more new patients, this could be any symptom or condition that they may have that chiropractic can help, such as migraine headaches, low back pain, neck pain, sciatica, the obvious ones. Maybe you're straight chiropractic, maybe you're philosophy-based, maybe you're not. Depending on your philosophies, beliefs and values and the way that you practice, structure content more around that, obviously. Maybe you're nutrition based. Maybe you're really big on, nutrition, weight loss challenges. Maybe you offer massage, the benefits of that, physical therapy. Maybe you offer stem cells, so on and so forth. There's different problems that you're solving, right? And in each of these types of campaigns, by the way, and in a customer journey from taking somebody from start to finish, start here, finish doing business with you, you can do this for each type of problem that you're exposing and the solution that you're going to then give them, which is going to be doing business with you, coming in to see you, get your help. It doesn't have to be, but it could be, depending on to what level you want to take this. If you want to have a migraine-specific campaign on why somebody's getting migraine headaches, first and foremost, forward head posture, pinch nerve, explain the pain, the debilitating migraine, the pain that shoots over the side of the head or up over the top of the head and comes right into the back, and it just throbs, and sometimes it throws you in your ass for a day or half a day, or a dark room, cold towel. If you got to do that, here's probably why you're getting it. Would be exposing it, working them up the ladder, which, by the way, more structured content, more structured videos, 60 to 120 seconds to come full circle to my point. You're not going to have a 15-minute video to start explaining that with your credentials and all this, because people don't care about that. What's in it for me? What's in it for them is what they're thinking, right? Same way you would be. Then you can retarget them when they're a warm audience. The main objective here is to prove you're the person for job. Job is fixing this problem, filling that gap. They first have to be made aware of it, and then admit that they have that problem. Then you want to prove that you're the person for the job. You want to manufacture know, like, and trust. They already know you from here, but you want to get them to like you better and hopefully to trust you. You want to explain some things that they could do, give them some value in the warm audience, some tips, right? Some stretches that they could do, some food that they should stay away from, some things that they can do at home for free from the comfort of their own home to reduce the severity or the frequency of the problem. Majority of the time is going to be spent in here. Majority of people are here. Majority of the people don't know you, like you, or trust you, right? The majority of people will be here. The majority of time and the nurturing that you're going to really do with them is going to be here. I know it says nurture here. To take somebody cold, to take a frog that jumps into a pot of boiling water, sometimes it's going to jump out and it's done, right? You can do that. You can, to a cold audience, make them an offer and have them come into your practice. That's what we do with their direct response advertising campaigns. They work beautifully. But you have to be stronger at sales, right? If you want the marketing to do more of that work for you, kind of start this sales cycle sooner, address some of those questions or concerns or question marks ultimately as to what's holding somebody back to doing business with you, not coming in and seeing you for the first exam and consultation and whatever your 2-day process is or whatever that initial onboarding phase looks like, but actually doing business with you and wanting to stay with you long term because of the lens in which they came in with. You want your marketing to do more of the work for you. Types of content you can have in the warm audience is longer videos, long form posts with images, long form articles, blog posts, PR related content. If you've done anything PR related that establishes that you're an authority and you're a credible source of information, you want to do it here because ultimately you want them to not only acknowledge the fact that they have a problem, but you want them to look at you as the solution. Then when they're hot, well, I was going to say ready to buy, but I'll say make offers. Because from the time that you've walked them through this journey, and keep in mind, there could really be 5 steps. and this is 1 and 2 more. But for simplicity's sake and for the fact that generally speaking, if you do this, that's about 80% of, you'll get 80% of the result is doing 4 more steps. I believe heavily in the 80-20 rule. I believe that if you overcomplicate things, you're probably never going to do it. Just like if you overcomplicate this for your potential new patients. If you overcomplicate the pain of the problem, if you make it not easy to understand, if you make it not easy to implement the things that you're going to walk them through and try to give them some value up front or in advance, it's probably going to be difficult to make them an offer to not only get them to come into your practice, depending on what that offer is, right? Are you leading with value? Are you leading with price? Are you leading with a discounted price? Are you leading with the solution to where price isn't as much of a factor? How do you want your whole process to ultimately flow, right? Things that you have to consider. I think for the sake of keeping this video somewhat short and digestible, I'll stop here and I'm going to break things up in separate videos on how to actually go out and deploy this. But I hope that you understand this. It's super important. It's very, very important. And also understand, like I alluded to in the middle of it, you can go from here to here. Right? You can. But if you want to be truly, doc, if you truly want to be not only the source of new patients this month or next month or tomorrow or next week, which would be doing that, but if you want to be legitimately the source of information, the lighthouse of information, the beacon of information, the advocate for chiropractic care and or the other services that you offer in your community, if you want to go to Whole Foods, if you want to go to Walgreens and have people say, I've seen your stuff. I love that XYZ. Not because it's like a novelty factor and it's cool, but because of the fact that you've extracted and you've served your community and you've given value to somebody before they've ever transacted with you. Guess what? It's only a matter of time till they're in the market for chiropractic care or for solutions to their problems. Then guess what? You sometimes don't even have to do this. They're just going to call you because they saw your stuff. Every time they log into Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, they're starting to see your content because your frequency goes up here. You have a lot more content in here in the warm audience. You're truly going to be top of mind, not like the buzzword like, do you want to become the celebrity of your community and the top of mind chiropractor in your community? And these buzzwords, these things that sound hoorah, which great, they are hoorah and you should want to be those things. But instead of like me marketing that stuff and how cool it is, but like actually just from a common sense perspective, figuring out, okay, what's the objective that I'm trying to accomplish? And then just reverse engineering it, figuring out, okay, this is how I do it, right? Hopefully that makes sense. We'll see you in the next video.